So what does the shelf life study test have to do with my yolk splitting and spreading? To understand this a little further, let's look at the parts of an egg, and let's also look a little deeper into what is holding the yolk together, something called the yolk membrane, which is also known as the Vitelline membrane, and it's kind of referenced in this diagram better than the photograph. But it is that particular point the toothpick is pointing at. So that is what is actually holding the egg yolk together and preventing it from splitting. So let's look at what the yolk is made up of, right? So it's majorly fatty acids, and you should pay attention to this selenium because that keeps popping up everywhere in our research. So factors that affect the internal quality of egg is mainly nutrition. That's number one. Hen strain and age, length of storage and storage condition is also quite important. Diseases is a no-brainer, and ingestion of contaminants or chemical exposure is also a no-brainer. So these two can be kind of controlled to a certain degree. There's vaccines and stuff for it, but the quality of egg is actually measured by the albumin index and the yolk index. So these two are the two main measures when it comes to the quality of egg. Let's look at the factors that affect the yolk index. So storage time and temperature is important, and whether or not your egg is exposed to bacteria, it's still going to go rotten or it's going to cook if it's going to be exposed to high temperatures, and that has absolutely nothing to do with bacteria. Hen age, genetics, nutrition, disease contaminants, this could be given chemical exposure and other things. There's also some mixed evidence when it comes to caged and free range birds. So these are the dietary factors and their potential effects on the yolk index and the Vitelline membrane strength. Again, selenium pops up here right on top, along with vitamin E. These two also work as an antioxidant for the bird. So this is just a screenshot of my Excel file that kind of goes over a lot of ingredients and also the kg per feed when it comes to that. This is another screenshot of how the Vitelline membrane and the yolk are both like affected by a whole bunch of these additives. Some of the interesting ones that showed up here is spirulina and moringa leaf flour. So these are some more additives that you could feed your bird to achieve a higher yolk index. I mean, turmeric powder is known to increase the yolk index, but it could also negatively impact egg production. So I don't know if you guys want to try this by yourself. These are other strategies to achieve a higher yolk index: storage time, storage conditions, diet. So let's look at the age of the egg and species of bird. This is just from different sources, and this is the supporting evidence. So we'll be referencing all of these also in the description, so you can take a look deeper if you must. So what does a shelf life study test have to do with my yolk splitting and spreading and my yolk index and overall egg quality? According to globally peer-reviewed research, there's absolutely nothing. And we have referenced a whole bunch of published research in the description. But bacteria can negatively affect the Vitelline membrane and the yolk index if introduced. So what EGGcellent EGGstender does is it forms a coating above the cuticle of the egg to kind of reduce or prevent the amount of bacteria that can enter through the pores. So even if you do store the egg in optimal conditions and store it for a short time, if there is some sort of bacterial contamination, it would work as a catalyst to speed up the process of your yolk index and Vitelline membrane diminishing or getting infected. So this is how the Vitelline membrane gets affected by bacterial contamination, and how the yolk index also gets affected by bacterial contamination. So will EGGcellent EGGstender prevent my yolks from splitting? It definitely does by preventing bacteria from entering the egg. So by limiting the aerobic plate count to only 300 CFU per G, even at 42 degrees Celsius and 75% relative humidity, it will increase the time it takes for the yolk to get infected by microbes and delay the process of your yolk getting split. So even if you store the yolk in optimal storage conditions, if that environment that is being housed, I mean, if the environment where the egg is being stored is contaminated or there is bacteria, then the spoilage occurs even faster. So what we do is prevent that bacteria from entering the egg through the pores and extend shelf life through that. So, but only the egg farmer's budget controls the bird's diet. So the yolk has a lot to do with the nutrition of the bird. The yolk index, the Vitelline membrane has a lot to do with the bird's diet. And selenium ends up playing a huge role in that. So if anyone's not using selenium, we encourage them to start using selenium in their diet. And what we do is we extend shelf life by keeping the microbes out, and that has been proven in our TUV test report. So we are currently testing a 100% natural feed additive that specifically targets and strengthens the Vitelline membrane and increases the yolk index, because that seems to be a very common problem with a lot of farms that we've been supplying EGGcellent EGGstender to. So we've noticed that their feed or their diet or the nutrition that they've been giving the birds seem to be lacking a lot of vitamin E and selenium. So we're kind of testing out a product, and we're looking for egg farmers right now to conduct more studies. So please reach out to us if you are an egg farmer.